All right, do me a favor. Stop scrolling for like 2 or 3 minutes. I got a question to ask you. Who are you? And try and do your best to answer this honestly. Who are you when nobody else is watching? Not who you pretend to be or not who you post about, but who are you actually when the audience leaves? This is how I see it. I get up every morning, put on this performance, right? You've got the right words memorized. You've got the smile practiced perfectly, the right image curated, but deep down, you're terrified that if people really knew who you were, the real you, the messy you, the doubting you, the struggling you, that they'd realize you're just a fraud. You're exhausted from maintaining this perfected, curated version of yourself that honestly isn't even close to real. You're so busy trying to be who you think they need you to be that you've forgotten who God has made you to be. And that fear, that constant anxiety that someone's going to find you out or figure out you're a fraud, please trust me when I say this, it's stealing your peace. And it's time we talked about why. Paul, the Apostle Paul, the guy who wrote half of the New Testament, he faced this same pressure. And in Galatians 1, verse 10, he asks this piercing question: am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. End quote. Did you catch that? Paul is saying you literally can't serve two audiences at the same time. It's impossible. And trying to, that's exactly what creates this imposter syndrome, that feeling of just being a fake. Imagine that you're an actor in a play, but here's the twist. You're performing for two different directors at the very same time. One director is in the audience, constantly changing what they want, but it's solely based off of the crowd's reaction, right? Be funnier, be more loud on stage, change your accent, walk differently. Now, the other director, he's backstage. And this director wrote the script. He knows your truest character. He cast you specifically for this role because of specifically who you are, not because of who you pretend to be. Now picture this. You're on stage and you're trying to follow both sets of directions. The audience director keeps yelling new instructions based on what you will get the most applause from the audience. But the director backstage, he's quietly calling you back to the original script, the one where you don't have to pretend, where your character, it's already complete, already loved, already enough. Here's the truth that set me free. Your imposter syndrome isn't a character flaw. It's a directing problem. You're taking cues from the wrong director. You're performing for an audience of billions when you were made to perform for an audience of one. And that audience of one, he's not looking for a performance at all, to be honest. He's looking for you, the real, truest version of you, because that's the one that he knit together in your mother's womb, the one that he calls his masterpiece, not because of what you do, but because of whose you are. So how do we stop performing and start living? Well, here's 3 shifts you can make today that I call the 3 R's of real. First, recognize. Recognize your real audience. Before any meeting, any conversation, any social media post, ask yourself this: who am I trying to impress here? If the answer isn't God, you're already wearing a mask. Start your day by literally saying these words out loud. God, you're my only audience today. The second R, release the reviews. People's opinions, they're like the weather. They change constantly. And look, you can't control them, but God's opinion of you, it's written in blood. It's settled. So today, write down one criticism you've been carrying and physically and literally just throw it away. That review, it doesn't determine your worth. The third R, rest. Rest in your real identity. You are not what you do. You are not what they think. You are who God says you are. Chosen, loved, equipped, and enough. Period. No performance required. Create a note in your phone that says, I am God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works. And read it Every time that imposter syndrome, it starts to whisper its lies in your ears. But let's make this even simpler. Before you do anything else, before you check another notification, open another email, I want you to put your hand on your chest. For real, if you can do this safely, try this. And feel your heartbeat, and then say these 5 words. God, I take off the mask. That's it. 5 words. Say them now, out loud if you can. God, I take off the mask. I'm going to take a step back now. Thank you for your time and let you go, because this is between you and your true director. Tell him about the masks that you're tired of wearing. Tell him about the performances that you're ready to end. My friend, he's listening, and he is not disappointed. He's relieved that you're finally coming home to who you really are. My dear friend in Christ, you are not an imposter. You are his. And go live your day approved, accepted, and authentically, beautifully you. The show's over. Real life begins now. Until tomorrow's devotional, my friend, onward, and God bless you.